Hello, what's up guys? Hope you're doing well. It is wow, what is it? It is April. Holy cow, it's the first week of April. It's flying by, guys. It's flying by again. Another year flying by. I'm Jules, in case you didn't know. Thanks for coming to the video. If this is your first time here, welcome. Hey, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like. You know, all those things everybody always tells you to do. That would be cool. But that way you get to see, I release a video pretty much every Thursday. I've tried to get more frequent. I just don't feel like I have enough content. I think that the making of the content, like sitting down and making a video, it takes a little bit to kind of gear up and to get stuff together and whatnot. And I feel like trying to make another video like during the week to kind of show you where I'm at, or even a stitch with me sometimes is like distracting. And I have issues with distraction. Do I ever? So anyway, so every Thursday I put out a video, and I have for the last, I don't know, 8 years. I think 8 years. So pretty crazy, pretty crazy. So we're going to start off today first by thanking you guys. Thank you so much. For those that are return visitors, you guys are awesome. You're great. I appreciate all the sweet comments that you guys have left. I appreciate that you guys do notice that I feel so much better, even than I felt in, honestly, like in 3+ years. Probably since the whole 2020 thing, the virus thing that happened, which shall not be named, so to speak. But I do, like, I feel like my brain is back. My body is healing, is getting better. We'll talk about my back a little bit later. But I just feel, I feel like I'm back, you know? I just feel like I'm back. So, all right. I have a finish. I do have a finish. I finished the mini easy for me to say, mini Colorado Mountains. So that one has come out nicely. Let me know if you guys are okay with the lighting setup. I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm trying not to have the light shining so brightly in my eyes, and I think this is going to be okay, but we'll find out. So mini Colorado Mountains. Finally finished it up. It's kind of funny. It's not very, doesn't seem like it's very large, at least to me, because I like really large projects, but took longer than I thought to stitch, but that's just because I wasn't necessarily, you know, stitching as much on it every week as I needed to. But this is 18 count fabric, so I forget, is it like 80 by 80, or I forget exactly how big it is, but I was having an issue with the way that the sun was kind of poking up with the red. This is sort of like emblematic or symbolic of the Colorado state flag, and for a bit I was like, well, this is not like really how the flag is set. But on the other hand, if I actually turned it so it looked like an actual C, then I think it would actually look worse. So I really do like the blue and the yellow and all that. I think it's just a striking color. I'm gonna I gotta see if I could actually frame this in that one frame I got that I ended up not using. I have to go through my stuff and look, but I'm real pleased with this. Just, you know, it just came out really nice. And you can also see, if you're worried about using the grid pen that I recommend, you can see that there's no grid lines anywhere. I haven't ironed it yet either, so, you know, the back's pretty. I did a decent job on the back. And so, but yeah, so there's that. Yay! All right, so then you guys know that my next goal is to get like another one done this week. I don't think I'm gonna get it done, but we'll see. It's the mini frog. I did another 400 or 500 stitches on it this week, and gosh darn it, it says I have like, how many? Let me write this down and see how many. It says I have 900 left, and then I'm at 82%, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, that. And no, I'm not looking at last week's stitch total. I am actually looking at Pattern Keeper and getting my totals right now. So I did learn my lesson. But I guess there is, you know, we'll find out. But he's coming along awesome, and you know, none of this up here is going to get stitched. So yeah, we'll see. I've got the hoop mark in it because I just took it out of the hoop, and so we're all good. And again, like, I use the hoop. I leave this in the hoop a lot, or I did, and even just washing it, like, you can't see the hoop rings. And even if once you iron it, definitely won't be able to see it. So yeah, so there's mini frog. I'm just gonna start from smallest to biggest here. Next up is the grumpy gnome, and I did get some stitching on Mr. Man this week. Not a ton. Did I get a ton? I have 5,619 left, and I can't quite remember. I mean, look how much this thing pops. I just crazy, like just, oh man, I'm just blown away sometimes. I mean, and I'm not being conceited. I'm not. Sometimes I am, but this time I'm not. I'm just like, wow, this thing's really popping out. And then my husband will say, I told you should use colored fabric sometimes. He prefers me to stitch on something with color and not necessarily white all the time. So I am trying to do that. I am trying to help out my, ooh, oh, I messed my hair up. I'm having a really good hair day. So, which is exciting because I've already been at work this morning and I came home and I was like, and my hair looks even better. It's crazy. But I am doing this in half stitch. I know people don't always like to see that, or they want to do theirs in full cross stitch, and you can totally do that. But I have liked 25 count to do it in half stitch. I think I mentioned this last week, maybe I didn't, but I am starting to struggle a little bit with just stitching on 25 count, doing half stitches. I was starting to have a little bit of an issue kind of finding my place, being able to kind of stitch. So I don't know. Maybe I just need more practice. Maybe it's just this fabric. I don't really know. So I'm, but anyway, I'm stitching along. I have where am I at? I'm at 38%. I have just over 5,600 stitches left. So, go. Ooh, before I forget, last week we talked about stitching the monochrome pieces, especially the stuff that's like white on black, black on white, black on white. So obviously the floss is not going to show behind on Mr. Cowboy here. You're not going to be able to see it, but the question is would you be able to see, like if you had to travel a piece of black floss across the back of, you know, even like 7 or 8 stitch lengths or whatever, like sometimes you can see that through the fabric after you framed it, especially with a decent light on it. Raymond, what's up, Ray? Who's been around for a long time, suggested when he does the monochromes, he actually mounts them first on black foam board, which eliminates seeing the black thread behind, which I thought was a fantastic idea. And I think that's something that everybody should give a try. I actually mentioned that, well, I just emailed Ronnie Rowe and told him what Ray had said, and maybe he'll give that a shot and see if that works for him, because he was having that bit of an issue too. So, but yeah, so there's that. I have not started on the apothecary shop, the medium apothecary shop. Haven't started on it yet. That's coming. I just didn't want to start yet another project, you know how I get, and not finish the ones that I say that I'm going to finish, because I want to get the frog done, I want to get the gnome done. I've got the miniature elephant, which I've called teeny elephant, but really it's miniature elephant. Where did you go? You're so small, I can't find you. Last week, or the week before, I mentioned with my little teeny weeny elephant here that I wasn't a fan of the way that the eyeball looked, and I'm still not a fan. But I gotta tell you, I went back into the design and I tried messing around with it, making it look better, and everything I did made it look worse. So I'm gonna leave that to the stitcher. If you don't like the way something looks, you can obviously deviate from the design. That's not a problem, and make the eye look better than whatever you're looking at. So you can do that or choose not to do that. But I'm gonna keep his eyeball the way that it is, because gosh darn it, it is what it is. So, so I'll get back to stitching on this. I only have about 1,100 stitches left on him. So, honestly, in monochrome, but I am stitching full. I could get this done I could get this one done this week, and then the frog the next week. So we'll see. But there is that. And then I actually pulled out Rainy Waterloo Place and started working on it. You guys will know that I've been working on this one for many years, and so. Okay, so let's just lay it out here. Didn't necessarily stitch a lot. I think I only got like maybe 200 stitches in. But what I did do was I pulled up my pattern keeper that I had it uploaded, and I didn't have it perfectly synced. I didn't have like all the, from what was being shown here. Let me pull this down here. Let me pull this down here, so hopefully I can put like up here Rainy Waterloo, you guys can see kind of where I'm at. So I didn't have everything totally, and I still don't have everything totally lined up with where it's supposed to be. So yeah, there's a lot of stitching to do still, but there's a fair bit that has not been marked off on Pattern Keeper. And I actually did a lot of that this week, where I just went in and I probably like at least 400 or 500 stitches was able to mark it off on Pattern Keeper that I had done those. I'm still trying to like make sure that I restart the pattern up in this area right where it's supposed to go. So, but I pulled it out and I worked on it. And what happened here? Oh, looks like a 647 or something has come through. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. But anyway, so I did work on that some. Now, I did all that before Tuesday, Monday night. I think it was Monday night. And I was like, I haven't stitched at all on Old World Map 2 this week. So I'm like, I gotta get some done, because I'm like, I talked last week extensively about how much I was doing and how like I needed to, you know, continue on with that. Now, I did make some good progress, but I didn't stitch my 400. I stitched about 320, I think, as of last night. I got distracted. There were a lot of like stormy storms going on, tornado potential, some smaller tornadoes that popped up, and I was watching a couple of live streams that were following, because it was sort of like it was in they were in Indiana and they were in Kentucky, and I have family in those areas, and I just was trying to like make sure that everybody was cool and nobody was going to have a problem. So my husband laughs at me that like my grandparents used to listen to like the weather radio. They always had a weather radio that would send them emergency, you know, something's about to happen kind of thing. And then like my mom would always watch like the Weather Channel. We were Weather Channel watchers when we were younger and whatnot. But now my generation, I watch, I have an app on my phone called Radar Omega, which is really good. And then I watch live streams of people following the weather and whatnot. I don't know if you guys do that. I watch Ryan Hall, y'all, because I like him. I really like Andy, the meteorologist Andy, because I think he's just want to give him a hug. And so I watched them, and then but I just found Max Velocity and yesterday, and that kid is actually, and I want to say kid because he could easily be my kid. And he's actually a meteorological student in college, and but he's very good, and I really like listening to him. So but yeah, it's funny now, I like watch my app, and I watch, you know, I just follow everything online. So, and I'm a little, I think the older I'm getting, the more paranoid I am getting about weather, but only about like tornadoes, blizzards, you know, the big stuff. So all right, let me let me continue with showing you guys where I am. And I'm not gonna just, oops, I got some needle and some floss. You're gonna go over there. I was working on this until I went to bed last night. So I got it twisted up a bit, filled in a lot more over here. So that's sort of where we're at. It's coming together super nice. I mean, you can see just, you know, we've got this big section to kind of fill in, but you know, it's coming along really, really nice. I'm super happy with it. Yeah, I still think I'm on track for a May start to the second, which is crazy to think about it, a May start to the second row. So going all the way back here where the colors are super strong and bold and vibrant, and starting down here. So that'll be monumentous. That'll be absolutely crazy. I love how vivid these colors are here, and it's by design that the map kind of gets faded, a little bit more faded over on this side. So but super happy that is making progress. I just have to, I have to stay calm, cool, collected, just relax, because the more relaxed I am, the more I stitch. So I love it. But I still did quite a bit of stitching this week. I'm like, what was I doing? What was I doing that I wasn't stitching as much as the week before? And honestly, I can't even remember now. Can't remember. Let's see here. Oh, what am I talking about? Of course I remember, because I was actually busy at work doing, on my stores, actually working on some things. So I did go in and organize the monochrome patterns in Etsy, and I've done it on the website, but I don't have yet like the tags, say mini monochrome, medium monochrome, premium monochrome. And I don't have those set up, but that's easy enough for me to get done. I'm still working on getting a website redo. And now I'm doing that. Like I'm redesigning it with a new theme that's faster. And I just, I do a little bit every week, and probably would only take me maybe 2 or 3 hours to finish it. So maybe this week I finish it and am able to launch that. But it is in Etsy now that you can see the mini, the medium, and the premium. And I wish Etsy would allow you to have more categories on your listings. I need more categories. I really do. That's just, it's just hard to fit everything into something, which is why I unfortunately have a miscellaneous folder, which I really wish I didn't. So I have all those done. I am going to let you guys know that when I redo a pattern, so say I do, which I do want to do, this Empire State Workers, when I do this in a medium, hopefully it will be good in a medium. I can get that done, even if it's like 20,000 stitches versus I think the 47 or something that it actually is. When I can get that done, I'm just loading those directly into those sections. I'm not putting it in the new in April 2024. I'm putting it in the medium monochrome or the mini monochrome, whatever works best. Just because it's like, I don't want to like release it like, hey, it's totally new. Like the design isn't new, it's just I'm packaging it differently. So anyway, so I have like, I think I have like 70, it's funny, it's like 75 or so premium patterns, the best possible. Like this one's premium, this one's premium. I would consider that one premium, although if it has less than about 11 or 12,000 stitches, it gets put in the medium section just because it's a smaller stitch. But like there's almost as many premium as there are medium, which is really funny. And there's only very few minis so far. So, but while I'm thinking about it, let me throw out there some of the new ones that I have out that I don't think we've talked about. I don't have any premium yet, new premium patterns. Wait, didn't I write notes on 2 pieces of paper? Okay, my nose is running. My nose has started running since I went back to work. It's just the normal, I think, humidified air, whatever. But all right, so which ones did I put up this week? So they're all medium. So the medium Apothecary Shop, which is actually the one I am going to stitch on that special grayish fabric that I got from Fabric Flare. Haven't started yet, but I do have it. Now, what on earth is that? Oh, okay. I couldn't read my own handwriting. The Pagoda. So if you remember, this is an old pattern that I have. It's a sort of a vintage Japanese themed pagoda. And I was able to get it in medium form, drastically cut down on the number of stitches. And it still looks really, really good. I also have out, or about to have out, medium Santa. So this Santa monochrome is something that I put out in premium form. It was probably like December or January, and the medium form is I like it. I like it a lot. I tried it in the mini form. Didn't really come out very well, so I don't know if that's going to ever make it to a mini. Medium Eiffel Tower. So that one came out really nice. I'm super happy about that. Considerably less stitching to do. Let's see, you guys have seen everything else. Oh, mini. I got another mini football. So I actually think that I put this out. I think I put this pattern on a while back and actually got a strike from Etsy for it. They're out. So, and the reason is because I very stupidly put, or without thinking, I think it was in my listing or my description, I mentioned NFL. And so I mentioned a brand, and that's a no-no. You can't do that unless you have permission, explicit permission. So it got bounced off of the listings. But then I went ahead and, I just redid it again. But I made it in mini form. I think there's a medium one coming out too. But the mini came out so well that I went ahead and just, put that out there, just released it. It's already on the store, so super happy. Oh, and then the last one is Giraffe Selfie. Now, you guys know that I'm actually, if you've been around for a bit, I'm actually stitching the premium Giraffe Selfie, and I just haven't finished it yet. And now I'm like, And then you release one that has like less than half the stitches, and you're like, here, do this. Oh man, because I think that the amount of stitches that I have left are the amount of stitches that the medium pattern has in total. So that's crazy. I'm gonna yawn, so I'm gonna pause this real quick. I don't want to yawn in front of you guys. Pause. Okie dokie. I'm sitting here. Okay, so medium pattern. Anyway, so I'm gonna still finish the premium one. It's a lot bigger, but it'll be cool. It'll be fine. Oh yeah, and then the boxer. I had a request, and this is just the dog breed boxer straight on, and I had requests to do that one in sort of a smaller, medium format, and I got it, and I was like, "Oh, this looks really good," but I only took off like a quarter of the stitches, and I think I'm gonna go back and redo that and try to make it even smaller. The original boxer is only about 8,000 stitches or so, which is actually pretty good. It's already sort of a medium, but can I make it into a an even, you know, like I'd be happy if I could make it to at least like about maybe 5,000 stitches or less, which is technically going to get closer to being a medium or mini. So anyway, we'll see. Now there goes my voice. Another comment. Jeanette, I think it was, yeah, Jeanette mentioned to me that she had heard from other floss tubers that, you know, I sometimes have problems with my throat and my voice sounds like gets a little weird, gets a little hoarse. And it's something that I've kind of experienced more in the last like couple of months. Now you'll notice right now, and it finally did it. I was like, when is it gonna make it? When is it gonna finally like crack a little bit? So, duck bears. Duck bears. I apologize. But she mentioned that you know, it could be sometimes with the throat feeling kind of funky, especially when you're talking for an extended period of time after not. Could actually be like dust and like tiny little fibers from fabric and floss and things like that that you're just kind of exposed to because you're always around this stuff that get in your throat and kind of irritate it. And I mean that definitely sounds very reasonable, because I don't think I've had much of a problem with my voice until the last couple of months. Now, I also think that's because I haven't been out and about and, you know, talked all that much. My husband comes home, I just talk his ear off, but it's, but I hadn't talked a lot. Now, I have been back to work for a week. I've been talking a lot more, at least a couple hours a day of some good talking. And you know, my voice already sounds a lot better. So, but that makes total sense. Makes total sense. And it's also very dry here too. Like there's hardly, the only time we ever have humidity is when we have a really bad snowstorm. So, all right. I actually upgraded my version of WindStitch finally, which is funny because it's like a 2022, 2020. I don't remember what version. I was still stitching off the 2020. It was either the 2020 version or the 2021 version. It might have been the 2021 version, and they send out updates like at least once a year. And I updated once, and I had issues, and there were bugs with the version of it, whatever. And they got them ironed out, and they got it better. But I was having bugs with the way my patterns were coming out in designs, and it wasn't always obvious, so I had to go look to see if something had been done right. And really the only thing that would matter, the only way that it would matter is loading it into Pattern Keeper, because it would load into Pattern Keeper and not be right. So I just I regressed back to my first version of WindStitch, which is, like I said, what I use to make the patterns. One program, the thing that goes from pattern to PDF basically is what it does. Brain. I got distracted. It's very blue, sunny outside today. It's very pretty. What was I talking about? Gosh darn it. All right, I'm moving on. I haven't done this in a while, but I've got a lot of thoughts running through my head right now, so I think that's part of it. So I think, yeah, the new version of WindStitch. So, oh yeah, so this weekend I finally was like, all right, I'm gonna bite the bullet and actually just go ahead and migrate over to this very new version. And I like it a lot. Obviously, there's a few things that I'm used to doing a certain way, and this version of it will do that. I just have to kind of reset up my preferences and make sure that it's coming out okay. So we'll see. Speaking of that, I think Daphne's all caught up on all the patterns I've sent her. I sent her a bunch of patterns like towards the end of March, and she's gotten all of them up. I think we finished the month of March with closer to like 35 patterns released, and that's ridiculous and easily the most I've ever released in a single month. So that's just awesome. I love it. But I haven't sent her anything since then, so I think she's on temporary reprieve. But I have some getting ready to go, so I'll spend today getting some patterns done. So we'll have some more stuff to talk about next week with new patterns. Let's see, writing down everything. Okay, yep. Smaller patterns, blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, so I think that's it in the realm of cross stitch. Actually, what I need to ask you guys this, and I'm probably going to also put this in the form of a community question, or community poll, I should say. What Facebook groups are you in for cross stitch? I went through and I was like, man, you know what? I don't actually get like people cross stitching in my feed, and I should really do that because I do love to stitch, and it's one of those things that it's like if you don't go looking for it, it's not going to just jump up and here I am, you know, here you go. But I think it was Cross Stitch Unlimited maybe that I signed up for, and I'm part of like a Hate group, and I might be in another one or two groups, but it's not something that I'm terribly familiar with. So if you guys have some groups, let me know. I may actually post those on the website, on the stitchingjewelsdesign.com. Like if I could find a bunch of different, you know, places and whatnot, and you know, a bunch of different pages, just because I think it'd be helpful to people, and maybe I would find groups that I would like very much. So like I said before, so I am back to work. I started back last Wednesday, and I've only been working a couple hours a day, but I've been working every day, a couple hours a day. One day I think I worked 3 hours, and today I was going to try and squeeze out another 3 hours, but it was a little bit more physical, and I'll talk about my physical therapy and what the doctor said and everything, because I am allowed to kind of start increasing what I'm doing. So, hold on a second. I was going to yawn again, and fighting not to yawn. I felt like my eyes were kind of starting to gloss over a little bit, but, and I may still do that. And I don't know why I'm suddenly getting really sleepy, but I am. Maybe because the video is almost 30 minutes long. Again, it's insane. What was I talking about? I was talking about work. Yeah, a little bit more physical today, like kind of pushing myself a little bit. Nothing heavy, just, you know, just moving around a little bit more. And so I, you know, my legs started getting really tired and sore, especially after yesterday's physical therapy session. And so I decided to leave after 2 hours rather than stay for the third. But I'm really trying to get myself to 3 hours next week. I think 3 hours next week would be really good. And then 3 or even half day. And part of it is like, how much work do we have right now? It's still kind of the lighter part of the season. And so there's not a ton of work to be had. And so I don't necessarily like want to run in and let's get all this stuff done really quick and then have nothing to do for the rest of the week. So, anyway, but I'm glad to be back. I'm really glad to see all my coworkers again. Everything looks the same, obviously. I was only gone for 6 weeks, but it's kind of funny. So, all right, what else? Oh yeah, so let's just go and talk a little bit more about my back. So I did start physical therapy last week. I just had my third session yesterday, and it's going really well. There's a lot of stretching that they're having me do, and I'm able to do like bodyweight squats. Well, I'm able to do a few bodyweight squats. I can do partial squats and like sumo squats and like go down part way, and just all these different ways to kind of work your legs. The leg pain from the sciatica has pretty much gone away over the last week, which is fantastic. I'm loving that. Um, and we're doing some upper body work as well. So it's, you know, it's tiring, but it has to happen. You know, you have to move, you have to get up and do things. So I have, if folks at work are like, no, just don't do that, don't pick that up, and I'm like, I have to pick it up. This is part of my therapy. I've got to get stronger. So when I saw my surgeon's assistant, physician assistant, yeah, it was Monday. He was very pleased. I'm ahead of the game, ahead of where I should be right now. So I just have to make sure I don't screw it up. That's the hard part. And so I'm yeah, so I'm excited. So I have another 5-6 weeks until I can stop wearing the brace, which would be great. But at that point, like, it's healed enough that I can start increasing like what I'm doing for strength. So I'm, you know, it's crazy how fast it's gone since it took so long. It felt like it was forever to get to surgery. And then after surgery, it's just everything's flown by. So, oh well, it's flown by. I've got like fuzz in my eye. Talking about fuzz floating around. Oh, but I think that's it. Oh, no, wait, there was one more thing. What do you guys think about Joann's Crafts declaring bankruptcy? I think they're going to stay open, at least for now. They're just restructuring, I believe. It's not a surprise, you know, the big box crafting stores. I think that Joann's is very much like it's centered more towards sewing. It feels like it is. I'm not a sewer, so I couldn't tell you for sure, but there's just so much fabric. There seems to be like an emphasis on that. They do have a really good cross stitch section. They always have the DMC floss that I usually use. It's, you know, they always have like everything well stocked. So I don't think often about going in there, but that is something that, you know, I don't know if the one by us closed or anything, but we have one. It's about 15 minutes away. But I usually don't go in there. A lot of times I'll go into Michael's. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Must have started going to that, you know, initially, but I don't really know for sure. Just looking to see if I had something. Sometimes I have a scar that will pop up. I think it's this side or this side. That just kind of wants to pop up. It's just a shadow. It's me and my shadow. So, yeah, for some reason I go to, and the thing is that Michael's a lot of times doesn't have the floss that I want. Like, it's like there's one box that doesn't have any floss in it, and that's the floss that I need. That's the one floss I need when I went in there. And then I check all the close by colors to make sure that, you know, because so frequently they put the wrong color in the wrong box, or somebody does. I don't know who it is, but all right. Again, blah blah blah. Keep rambling. I think that's it for now. I'm starting to get really sleepy. I don't know if I'm going to take a quick power nap. I probably should, just so that I can keep up my pace here. So I'm going to call it a day for this, so I get all the pictures loaded up, get this uploaded to broadcast Thursday, and broadcast to be put up to publish on Thursday. And yeah, so I'm going to get to designing and doing some stuff, and also some stitching. And I hope you guys do the same, at least with stitching. And you have a great rest of your day, and you're safe. And yeah, hope you do well. You guys take care.